Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on B106 and B106.com. Today from Legion Field in Fort Morgan, it's the Fort Morgan Mustangs hosting the Skyview Wolverines, and we are ready to get underway here. And that pitch is going to be upstairs for ball one. On the mound today for the Mustangs is Bobby Tolson. Bobby Tolson is a 3-2 record with a 3.36 ERA. Second pitch also up, and that is going to be ball two. And that is going to be against Michael Vigil. That pitch is in there for a strike. Nice strike there by Tolson. 2 balls and 1 strike. The opening pitch was brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance. Bobby Tolson with the delivery, and that is going to be upstairs once again for ball 3. So looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you, call Ingmar Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. So Bobby Tolson with pitch number 4, and that is going to be fouled back to the fence. So 3 balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff batter. Following Michael Vigil will be Dalton Rose, then Corey Mush, left fielder, center fielder. And the pitch is going to be popped up, and that should be an easy one for McBride, and he squeezes it out there at first base for the out. So 1 up and 1 out for Bobby Tolson. Now Dalton Rose, left fielder, up for Skyview. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled at the plate. Strike 1. So Dalton Rose on the year batting at .414. Only played in 8 games out of a possible 14. That is going to be a big swing and a miss there by Dalton Rose. No balls and 2 strikes. As we play here in the top of the first inning. And the pitch is going to be a hard hit ball out to second base. Linker with it, pops up and gets it over to McBride for the out. So 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the first base. That will bring up Corey Mush, center fielder. I believe Corey for them has remember a couple of home runs for them. Does have 2 home runs, batting at .511. Let's have some pop. He doesn't look like a real big guy, but he must have some good technique, and that ball is going to be popped up, and it may drop. See if we get to it, and it will be 3 up and 3 down as we go into the bottom of the second. The Mustangs coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. So 3 up and 3 down here as we play in the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Mustangs will be J.P. Hamer. He'll be followed by Jacob Ortega. And that will then Isaac Linker, and then Jimmy Keller to follow if they get on. So 3 up and 3 down. Only 10 pitches thrown for Bobby Tolson in the top of that first inning. So they're still doing some warm-ups there for their pitcher. And that will bring up, as I said, J.P. Hamer, Jacob Ortega, and Trey McBride. J.P. Hamer steps in, batting at .459. That's from the right side. Pitching for Skyview is Braulio Angel. And that pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff hitter. J.P. Hamer in center field today. Jacob Ortega at short. Trey McBride at first base. Cleanup batter is Isaac Linker. He'll play at second. Jimmy Keller in left field. Alex Ortega in right field. That pitch is going to be in there for a strike on the outside corner. Austin Apple behind the plate. Felix Ortega will be the designated hitter, and Connor Fajardo will catch. Bobby Tolson will pitch today for the Mustangs. And that pitch is going to be upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Fort Morgan comes into the game. They made it into the top 10 in the RPI. Today they are number 10. As far as seeding for the nice hard hit ball, and that will be a hit out into left field for a single for Hamer. So that brings up Jacob Ortega, followed up by Trey McBride. Jacob getting his signs from Coach Josh Langford down at third base. Grant Harden, first base coach for the Mustangs. So we'll see if Hamer takes off, and that is going to be popped up. And shortstop is roaming under it. We'll see if he comes down with it. He does come down with it. On the pop-up to the shortstop. So Hamer still at first. Ortega pops out. That brings up Trey McBride. McBride has 4 home runs on the year. He got one in Englewood, a 3-run shot. In Englewood has 24 RBIs and 26 hits. 7 doubles and 3 triples along with 4 home runs. And they throw it back over to first. Hamer slides in safely over at first. Hamer has 11 stolen bases on the year. He leads the team, Fort Morgan, with 31 stolen bases on the year, 63 for Skyview. And the pitch, and Hamer runs, and they're going to throw down, but he'll be in there safe at second as the ball was cut off out on the other side of second base by the shortstop. So Hamer now out at second. And that pitch was a ball. Hamer gets his lead out at second, and the pitch is going to be in the dirt, but Aaron Chacon keeps it in front of him. Chacon, the catcher for Skyview. Omar Rascone at third, Michael Vigil at short, Donnie Steckline at second, A.J. Sidibaka at first. Dalton Rose in left, Corey Mush in center, and Johnny Gomez out in right field. Braulio Angel is the pitcher. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss by McBride. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Angel on the year, as far as pitching goes, he is 3-2 with a 3.84 ERA. 41 strikeouts, 13 walks. And the pitch, and that is going to be another swing and a miss, low and outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down here. Runner out at second. Hamer did get aboard with a single. And then stole second base. And the pitch, and that is going to be popped up and out into right field, and is caught. Hamer is going to tag, and he will get to third on the pop-up out to right field. So that brings up Isaac Linker. So Fort Morgan has a chance here to score here in the top of the first. Linker with an RBI sitting down there at third, and Hamer. And the pitch, and that is going to be well outside for 1 ball. 1 ball and no strikes to the cleanup hitter, Isaac Linker. Linker batting at .300 on the season, and that's going to be a Ground ball down the third baseline, but foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Beautiful day here at Legion Field here in Fort Morgan. A slight breeze blowing in from center field. Earlier it was about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. It does make the flag wave fairly straight out, so fairly decent breeze. We're not feeling it here in the booth. And that is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the cleanup hitter, Isaac Linker. And the delivery, and that is going to be in the dirt and get by, and he doesn't know where it is. Hamer will come in and score on the pass ball. So 1-0 Fort Morgan. Here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Fort Morgan on a single, a stolen base. That's going to be a hit out into center field. But Linker gets on safely on that single out to center. So that will bring up Jimmy Keller. But Hamer did score on the pass ball. He stole second. He got the third on the sacrifice fly out to center. Or out to right field, excuse me. Brilio Angel checks the signs at home plate with Chacon. And the delivery, and that is going to be a hard hit ball to second base, comes up with it and throws over to the tall first baseman. But Keller grounds out to second to end the bottom of the first inning. But after 1, the Mustangs lead at 1-0 on B106 and B106.com. So 1-0 as we play here in the top of the second inning. Mustangs get a run with 2 singles, 1 left on. Hamer got the single, stole second, then was advanced to third on the sac fly and then scored on a pass ball. And that pitch is going to be outside to Omar Rascon, the cleanup hitter for Skyview. And the delivery, now is going to be a swing and a miss. That would have been ball 2. But Rascon went after it. And that was an ill-advised swing, but he did anyway. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that ball is going to be fouled off to the right and out of play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bobby Tolson ahead in the count. Gets the sign and the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout on the day for Bobby Tolson. Next batter will be A.J. Sidibaka, the first baseman. So Sidibaka on the year is batting at .552. 16 hits, 14 RBIs. That pitch is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. To the 5th place hitter, A.J. Sidibaka. Skyview comes in 3-2 in league. And that ball is fouled back to the fence for 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes to A.J. Sidibaka. Pitch was a little high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby Tolson looks in to Connor Fajardo for the sign. And the stretch and the delivery, and that is going to be up and in for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tolson with the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So back-to-back outs here strikeouts for Bobby Tolson. So that will bring up Aaron Chacon, just the catcher for Skyview, batting at .419, and that pitch is a little high for ball one. 1 ball, no strike. So far, Tolson 20 pitches in the second for the game is 20 pitches, 7 balls, 13 strikes, and that is going to be fouled out of play behind the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike. To the 6th place hitter, Aaron Chacon. And the delivery, and that is going to be, must be a little low for the ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Some of the fans start filtering in here at Legion Field. Oh, and that hits the batter. So that will put a man on. And they're going to go out and check. I think they're going to have a designated runner, I believe. They're going to throw back. Sliding in safely is Anthony Rodriguez, who has gone into run for Chacon. This is Donnie Steckline at the plate with 2 outs, 2 strikeouts, and that is in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. 2 strikeouts here in this second inning for Bobby Tolson. Tolson with the pitch, and that is going to be a hard hit ball out to the shortstop. Going to throw across. Nice job out there at shortstop by Jacob Ortega as he throws it across to get the runner in time. So after a hits batsman, the Mustangs keep Skyview off the board. Going to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 Fort Morgan on B106 and B106.com. So we'll go to the bottom of the second with the Mustangs leading 1-0. Due up is the 6th place batter, Alex Ortega. Then Austin Apple and Felix Ortega. Felix Ortega is the designated hitter today for Bobby Tolson. And if any of them reach, Connor Fajardo will follow. But Alex Ortega on the year batting at .308, 8 RBIs on 8 hits, 2 doubles. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. I think it was a little low and inside, but called a strike. Caught the inner part of the plate. So Braulio Angel, 16 total pitches so far, and that pitch is going to be in the dirt. 4 ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fort Morgan will play again tomorrow. It will be against Longmont, the number 3 ranked team in Chassa. We'll be here at Legion Field tomorrow, weather permitting, and that ball is going to be fouled down past Langford, Coach Langford at the third base box. So Alex Ortega behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Longmont, as I said, number 3 in the state in Chassa, and number 4 in the RPI. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Austin Apple up to the plate. So Skyview comes in at 3-2. They've scored 54 runs, given up 26 so far in the Colorado 7 League. The delivery, and that is going to be in there. Nice curveball in there for a strike. Curveball by Angel. Angel looks in at Chacon to get his sign, and that is going to be tried to hold up, but went through with it for the strike. So no balls and 2 strikes. The first Fort Morgan run was brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Cargill is committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and continuously improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at www.cargill.com. That pitch was fouled straight back, so the count still holds at no balls and 2 strikes to Austin Apple, third baseman for the Mustangs. And the delivery, and that is going to be hit out to the third baseman. He corrals it across, and Austin Apple will be out at first on the ground out. So 5-3 on the ground out. That will bring up Felix Ortega. And Felix Ortega on the year is batting at 300. Bats in from the right side. And appeal down at first base, but he did not go. Ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. To the 8th place batter, Felix Ortega, designated hitter for the Mustangs. The delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Throwing some off-speed stuff here, a few curveballs here being thrown by Angel, and Fort Morgan being fooled. So 1 ball and 1 strike, and the delivery, and that is going to be fouled out of play back over the fence. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we play here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, the Mustangs leading at 1-0. J.P. Hamer scores on a pass ball from third. And the delivery, and that is going to be up for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 2nd inning. All we needed was another run on the board for the home team, but 2s are wild. And the delivery, and that is going to be hit out to between third and home. And that ball is going to be get by the first baseman. Now they're going to try to get him out at second, and he is going to be, he would have been out, but dropped the ball out at second base. So we're going to give him a single on that, and then he's going to get the second on that error by the right fielder. So Connor Fajardo up at the plate for the Mustangs. Connor Fajardo stands in from the right side. Fajardo in the year batting at 290. 8 RBIs. That ball misses for a strike. That would have been a close play down at first. He barely hit the ball out between second and third, or between the pitcher and third. Pitcher came up with it through to the first baseman, went by him. That ball is going to be fouled back. It would have been close. That was a tough play, but then when the ball went down the right field line, then the right fielder came up with it. And the runner got to second. I believe they would have had him out at second, but the ball was dropped by the second baseman. That pitch is going to be outside for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. As Connor Fajardo stands in from the right side. Aurelio Angel out at the plate with Aaron Chacon behind the dish, and that is going to be in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner out at second. Here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, with the Mustangs leading at 1-0. Mustangs will play home tomorrow weather permitting, and we'll play home once again on Wednesday. It will be a Colorado 7 League contest with Fort Lupton. And that is going to be a called strike 3. So after 2, the Mustangs lead at 1-0 on B106 and B106.com.
Athletics on B106.
So we go to the top of the 3rd inning. The Mustangs leading at 1-0. As they get ready to get their warm-ups taken care of here. Bobby Tolson still on the hill for the Mustangs. Up for the Wolverines will be the pitcher, Braulio Angel, followed by the right fielder, Johnny Gomez. Then back to the top of the lineup, Michael Vigil. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled straight back for strike 1. So right now, Fort Morgan and Fort Lupton both tied 4-0 in league play. And they will play on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We'll have that game here on B106 and B106.com. They do play tomorrow against Longmont. We will not have that game for you. Longmont, number 3 team in the state. That pitch is going to be outside for the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Fort Morgan will finish up the season on Friday here at home. And that pitch is going to be, when you get past the third baseman, the shortstop is going to hustle it across and out. Nice job out there. As he runs that ball down, and a strong throw to McBride for the out. 6-3 on the put-up, but Jacob Ortega ran that ball down, and once it got past Apple, then Ortega got it, but a nice strong throw to McBride, and that pitch is going to be way upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Johnny Gomez. And the delivery, that curveball must have missed upstairs, I guess. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but it did miss. So Gomez batting at .478. 11 hits, 7 RBIs, and that pitch is going to be a strike. I think he had the bat out there. Looked like, I don't know if he was going to try to bunt the ball. He looked like he stepped back way out of the pitch, but the bat was across the plate. That's going to be strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Here in the top of the 3rd inning with the Mustangs leading at 1-0. And that is going to be strike 3 for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down with Michael Vigil back to the top of the batting order. Flied out his first time up at the plate. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Bobby Tolson, 23 strikes, 12 balls for a total of 35 pitches. Here in the top of the 3rd, Tolson with the delivery, and that is going to be a hard hit ball by Linker for the base hit. So that will be their first hit of the game. Nice diving try out there by Isaac Linker at second base. He thought he'd come up with it, checked his glove, but no ball as J.P. Hamer came in from center field. Crowded that ball and got the ball back in. So Dalton Rose, that's going to be hit out to the shortstop. They're going to go the short way to second for the out. So no harm done after the single. Mustangs still lead at 1-0 after the top of 2.5 on B106 and B106.com. So J.P. Hamer to lead it off here in the top of the, or in the bottom of the 3rd inning, excuse me. Mustangs leading at 1-0. Angel still out on the plate for Skyview, and that ball is going to be low and in the dirt for ball 1. As they get ready to throw second pitch here, J.P. Hamer stands in from the right side. He had a single his first time up, 1 for 1 for the day, and that ball is going to be low. Ball 2. Hamer looks at that one, and that is going to be up and away for ball 2. For ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes for Hamer. J.P. Hamer does have 11 steals. He did get a steal in that first inning, and that is going to be inside for the walk. So we'll bring up Jacob Ortega. He flied out his first time up at the plate, so he is 0 for 1. So we'll see if Hamer takes off once again for second. Did have 11 stolen bases, now has 12 on the year after that one in the second inning. So a tight game here from Skyview, 1-0 Fort Morgan. That pitch is going to be well outside. 4-1 ball and no strike on the count here to Jacob Ortega. McBride on deck. Isaac Linker in the hole. And the throw over to first, and Hamer back in safely. They're going to keep a close eye on Hamer's. He does lead the Mustangs in stolen bases. Next closest to Hamer is Jacob Ortega with 6. And the pitch, and Hamer takes off, and the throw down to second, and he is going to be safe as he gets in there under the tag. So Hamer with his second stolen base of the day. So runner in scoring position for Ortega.
The home team. So the home team is the team that
the umpire.
And they get last at bat. And then the away team.
Somebody in the
but ends up in the field last.
Mustang dugout must be having an issue with the umpire. I'm not sure why.
The top is where
Josh Langford walks over and talks to whoever it was they were having a problem with.
And then the away team's batting. And the bottom of it is where the home
So Jacob Ortega back up at the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike.
the away team is in the field and actually.
And tried to bunt, but it goes foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Ortega. Hamer will go back to second. So another nice day here at Legion Field. A slight breeze out of the southeast coming right in towards home plate, but nothing like it was up at Alameda. About a 30-mile-an-hour wind up there blowing the pitchers off of the mound. And the delivery, and that is apparently a little upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the number 2 hitter, Jacob Ortega. Ortega does have 16 RBIs on the year. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that will bring up Trey McBride. He flied out his first time up. So McBride, then Isaac Linker on deck. Jimmy Keller in the hole. As we play in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 1-0 Fort Morgan. With 1 out, McBride on the year with 4 home runs. They try to sneak in behind Hamer. They retreat back to their positions. That is going to be a healthy swing and a miss by Trey McBride. It's be a changeup that fooled McBride. We'll see. I don't think they're probably going to be throwing a lot of fastball pitches here to Trey. So no balls and 1 strike. And the delivery, and that is going to be a foul ball out of play down the third baseline. So now no ball, 2 strike count on McBride. With Linker on deck. I said McBride is 0 for 1, flied out his first time up. And the delivery, and that is going to be bounced back out to the pitcher. And out at first is McBride, but he does advance Hamer to third. So Hamer does get to third on the sacrifice by McBride. That will bring up Isaac Linker. 1 for 1, a single in the first inning. And that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Colorado 7 league standings, Fort Morgan on top with Fort Lupton at 4-0, Weld Central 4-2, Conifer and Skyview each at 3-2. And the delivery, and that is going to be outside for ball 1. Then Alameda at 1-4, Arvada at 1-5, and then Englewood finishes it out at 0-5. So Fort Morgan and Fort Lupton will meet Wednesday, both 4-0, and that is going to be a hit out to center field. It's going to get over the head of the center field. So that double out to center field. So an RBI for Linker. And that will bring up Jimmy Keller. Keller grounded out his first time up at the plate, 0 for 1. So now 2-0 Fort Morgan. Here in the bottom of the third, and that is going to be a ground ball out to the second baseman, scooped, and out at first will be Keller. But Mustangs do get on the board once again with a double by Linker to put the Mustangs up 2-0 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.
106.
So 2-0 here at Fort Morgan as we go into the 4th inning, a fairly quick game here, only about 45 minutes, and we're into the 4th inning. 2-0 Fort Morgan. Yes. Linker got that double in the bottom of the third and brought in Hamer. So that will bring up the Corey Mush, the center fielder. For Skyview, he flied out his first time up, so he is 0 for 1 here in the bottom or in the top of the 4th. Bobby Tolson on the hill for the Mustangs. 37 total pitches, 27 strikes, 12 balls. And that pitch is going to be hit out to Jacob Ortega at short. Picks it up, throw across, and nice job there by Jacob Ortega for the pick. Yes, he gets it over to McBride, the 6'3" put out. So far it's been a one-hitter for Bobby Tolson. 4 hits for the Mustangs, 3 left on. And that is going to be popped up out of play to the right. So no balls and 1 strike on the cleanup hitter, Omar Rascone. He struck out his first time up at the plate, and that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Bobby Tolson, finding that strike zone today pretty well. Going to set up outside just a little bit, and that was up and in. Rascone backed away from the pitch. And good thing he did. He might have got hit, but he leaned away from it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the delivery, and that is going to be a off of Apple. Ortega gets it, and he's going to try to get it over, but does not get it. But it was a nice try by Apple. But Apple with the on the air, AJC DeBaca. He struck out his first time up, 0 for 1. So runner now at first, Omar Rascone. They're going to throw back, and it's going to be over the head of McBride and goes down the right field line. So Rascone to second. So that will be an error on the pitcher, Bobby Tolson. So now runner out at second base. And a curveball in there for a strike. So no balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Runner out at second. For Skyview and the delivery, and that is going to be a not very hard hit, and it's going to drop for a single out in left field. So just a little blooper over the infield and just in front of Keller. So now 2 runners on, first and second. That will bring up Aaron Chacon. Yes, Tolson checks these runners and comes in with it. Now that ball is going to be fouled at the plate. So Chacon on the year has 12 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 1 triple. As we sit here in the top of the 4th inning, the Wolverines with 1 runner in scoring position, another one at first, with a no ball, 1 strike count, and that pitch is going to be just a little bit outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the 6th place batter, Aaron Chacon, the catcher for Skyview. Bobby Tolson checks the runner out at second. Now they're going to pitch back, and he is going to be back in. Oh, they're going to call him out. They're going to call him out. I think they're going to go have a little. Coach is going to go out and have a chat with that umpire. I thought he was back in there, unless he pulled off. Not much of a argument there. He was picked off. By the pitcher. So now 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th, the man in scoring position has been taken off the board.
You owe me a small bite.
So Bobby Tolson with the pickoff.
You owe me a small bite.
I know your bite is small.
And the pitch is going to be inside. 2 balls and 1 strike
Actually, this time.
on Aaron Chacon.
I promise you. I promise you.
A nice pickoff play out there at second base. As Jacob Ortega cut in behind the runner. And the delivery, and that's going to be well upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. With a runner at first, 3 balls and 1 strike, 2 out, 2-0 Fort Morgan. And that is going to be a hard hit ball out to center field, going to be right in front of Hamer. They're going to try to get the man at second, and they're going to say he's in there. Isaac Linker thought maybe the ball had beat him in there, but he almost, they almost got the out at second base, but did not quite make it there. So runner back in scoring position now for Donnie Steckline, second baseman for the Wolverines. He is 0 for 1 on the ground out his first time up. And the pitch is going to be a swing and a miss, strike one. So the Mustangs keeping Skyview off of the scoreboard so far. Skyview with 3 hits, 1 error, and they've had 2 left on through 3 2/3. Now they're going to throw back over to first. I think they got him picked off. They do. 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. So 2-0 Fort Morgan as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and that will bring up Alex Ortega. He will be followed by Austin Apple, and then Felix Ortega. Alex Ortega struck out his first time at the plate, 0 for 1. Braulio Angel still on the out at the plate, and that ball is going to be final. I believe that was caught in foul territory for the out. So it popped out to the left fielder. So 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. That will bring up Austin Apple. Apple, he grounded out also 0 for 1 his first time up. He's going to try and bunt, but fouls it down the first base line for the 1-strike count. Two to nothing Fort Morgan as we play here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braulio Angel on the hill with a delivery, and that is going to be in the dirt. Nice stop there by Chacon behind the plate. Although nobody on, so nothing hurt if it did get by. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Felix Ortega on deck with Connor Fajardo in the hole. That is going to be on the outside corner for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the 7th place batter, Austin Apple. Angel with the delivery, and that is going to be hit out to the shortstop. Apple hustles and the throw across, and it will be in time for the out over there at first base. So 6-3 on the putout. Nice job there by Michael Vigil. On the strong throw, so that will bring up Felix Ortega. Single his first time up, 1 for 1. And Angel looks in to get his sign. And the delivery, and that is going to be a hard hit ball once again out to the shortstop. Picks it up and gets it over to first for the out. So 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So we'll go to the top of the 5th inning with the Mustangs still leading at 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. 106. So 2-0 here as we play in the top of the 5th inning. That will bring up Donnie Steckline, Braulio Angel, and Johnny Gomez for Skyview. If they get on, they will be back to the top of the batting order with Michael Vigil. So the 7th, 8th, and 9th place batters here facing Bobby Tolson is going to try to bunt, and it's going to be caught for the out. Nice job by Connor Fajardo on that pop-up right at the plate.
Oh no, I fell out.
So an unassisted out there for Connor Fajardo as they were trying to bunt. Donnie Steckline trying to bunt. popped it up at the plate, and Fajardo comes down with it now, down to the third baseline. Apple picks and gets it to McBride in plenty of time. So 2 pitches, 2 outs here for Bobby Tolson. 52 total pitches so far here in the 5th inning. 16 balls and 36 strikes for Tolson. And the pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Must have a little cloud cover to the west of us. And the pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Nice fastball down the middle there for Bobby Tolson. Tolson with the stretch and the delivery, and that is going to be upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tolson with a delivery. That is also upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. On Johnny Gomez. So we have 2 up and 2 down. And that is going to be fouled back. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on the 9th place batter, Johnny Gomez. Gomez struck out his first time at bat, 0 for 1. Bobby Tolson looks in at Fajardo and gets his sign. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Tried to hold up, but he did go around for the out. So nice pitch, nice job there by Bobby Tolson in that inning to get 3 up and 3 down. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Mustangs leading it 2-0 on B106 and B106.com.
B106.
So the number 9 and 1-2 hitters for the Mustangs, Connor Fajardo, J.P. Hamer, and Jacob Ortega. For the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 5th. See if the Mustangs can break out here a little bit and get some more runs here. I believe J.P. Hamer has scored both RBI, scored twice today. Scored in the 3rd inning on a double by Linker, and then Linker had the single in the 1st that brought in Hamer. Fajardo is 0 for 1. Strikeout looking in that in his first at bat. And the delivery, and that is going to be hit to the 3rd baseman. Nice pickup by the 3rd baseman. Slings across to the 1st baseman and gets the out over there at first base. So 1 up and 1 down. That will bring up J.P. Hamer. Hamer is 1 for 1, a single, and then walked his last time up. So nice job here by Braulio Angel so far today, keeping the Mustangs off guard a little bit here, off balance. That pitch is going to be fouled out of play. Now Jacob Ortega on deck, Trey McBride in the hole. As Angel looks in to Chacon for the sign and the delivery, and that is going to be up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. B&B Appliance. When you're shopping for new appliances, shop the best appliance store in Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance carries a full and complete line of Whirlpool appliances and will help you find your perfect fit. B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan. And that's a hard hit ball, but foul down the left field line. Chacon gets ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And Angel looks in, and that is going to be popped up. We'll see if they does go out of play down the left field line. So the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Northeastern, for a college that will equip you to go anywhere. Look no further than Northeastern. For more information, go to www.njc.edu. Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center is your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies, from plumbing to feed, with 3 locations to serve you: Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. So 3 hits for the Skyview Wolverines, 4 for Fort Morgan, but Fort Morgan has got 2 on the scoreboard in the runs, but that is going to be a swing and a miss by Hamer. So that will bring up Jacob Ortega. Jacob is 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. As Angel looks in, and the delivery, and that apparently going to be a little high for ball 1. So Braulio Angel with 62 total pitches here as we play in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Fort Morgan. And a bunt down the third baseline, and it's going to get by the first baseman, but nice backup there by the second baseman. That will be an infield hit. For Ortega. So Jacob Ortega on at first. Now McBride. Fly out and a ground out, 0 for 2, and a big swing and a miss for McBride. No balls and 1 strike. So McBride trying to get home run ball here, but he has come up short so far today. And that ball is popped up out to the left fielder, and he roams under it, and he will come down with it. So that will bring this bottom of the 5th to a close. The Mustangs get 1 on and do not score. So go to the top of the 6th with the Mustangs still leading it 2-0 on B106 and B106.com.
B106.
So we'll go to the top of the 6th inning. The Mustangs hold a 2-0 edge here over Skyview. Tight game here in the Colorado 7 League contest as they wait for somebody to get out into the on-deck circle. They're going to go out and pick up the helmet and the bat. But up to the plate will be the top of the batting order, Michael Vigil, then Dalton Rose and Corey Mush. Vigil with a single his last time up did fly out, so he is 1 for 2. That first pitch misses. For a ball. Second one in there for a strike, so one ball and 1 strike. On the leadoff hitter, Michael Vigil. And the delivery, and that is going to be low and away, ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. So Bobby Tolson at 61 total pitches. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there for the strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the delivery, and that is going to be popped up. We'll see who calls for it. It looks like Apple at third is going to roam under it, and he does for the out. So Vigil out via the pop-up to third base. Austin Apple with the unassisted out. So that will bring up Dalton Rose, 0 for 2 on 2 groundouts. Corey Mush on deck. And the delivery, and ducked out of the way. Almost hit that one. Almost got hit by that pitch, but did get out of the way. So 1 ball and no strikes, and that's going to be foul down the first base line. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. With Dalton Rose, the left fielder, at the plate, and just inside once again. With Rose turning out of the way. So 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out. With the Mustangs leading at 2-0 here in the top of the 6th. And that's going to be a ground ball out to Ortega at short, slings it across, and McBride comes up with a nice scoop by McBride. Ortega with a sidearm over to McBride, but he did come up with it. So a nice job, nice scoop over there at first by McBride. That will bring up Corey Mush. He is 0 for 2, flied out and grounded out his last time at the plate. If he reaches Omar Rascone, the third baseman will be on. Corey Mush is the center fielder today for the Wolverines. And the delivery, and that is going to be inside for ball 1. As Bobby Tolson gets his sign from Fajardo, and now the inside, and he went for strike 1. I don't know if it was the pitch necessarily. I think Mush tried, Mush tried to hold up, but went around for the strike call. And the delivery, and that is going to be fouled down the first base line and out of play. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mush. Central Auto Parts, you need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape. So make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. And the delivery, and that is going to be outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby Tolson, 25 balls, 46 strikes for a total of 71. And the delivery, and that is going to be a ground ball to Ortega out at short. Throws it across, and going to be safe as Mush hustles that out. An infield single for Mush. That was hit deep in the hole. So that brings up Omar Rascone, the third baseman. He is 0 for 2, a strikeout, and then an error. So Rascone does have 1 home run on the year. Tolson checks his runner over at first. Mush. And he's going to run, and they're going to throw down, but he will be in safely out at second base. He will be safely at second, not out at second. So a stolen base for Corey Mush, just as I was going to check to see how many. He's had 16 stolen bases, now 17. That's going to be a foul ball down the left field line. So no balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. With a runner in scoring position for Omar Rascone. See if they can make the pitch. He's going to steal third, and it's going to be a swing and a miss for a third strike to end this inning. So runner on did no harm. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the Mustangs still leading at 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And that will bring up Isaac Linker. Linker is a single and a double. I believe he has had the 2 RBIs, brought in Hamer both times. So 2 for 2 is Linker, and that pitch is going to skip by the catcher back to the fence for ball 1. So Isaac Linker, Jimmy Keller, Alex Ortega, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th. So a close game here by the Mustangs. Nice hard hit ball, but foul down that left field line. So this has been the closest game the Mustangs have played. For quite some time. Their last close game was actually a loss to Rush back on the 29th of March. That ball was hit for a single out in the left field. So a nice job there by Linker to get on, and that will bring up Jimmy Keller. Keller on the day is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. So let's see if Linker has an inkling to take off. Only 1 stolen base, so not much running. Ball is going to be in there for a strike. The pitch is going to be in there for a strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Jimmy Keller. Stands in from the right side as Angel looks in to Chacon for the sign and the delivery, and that is going to be a bunt down the first base line. It's going to be like an excuse me hit. But out at first is Keller, but he does get Linker. Does get the ball to gets Linker, out to second. So that will bring up Ortega. That will be Alex Ortega, the right fielder. And it's going to be a big swing and a miss for Ortega. So basically, Keller was almost like a sacrifice bunt. Held up on the swing, but it was almost like a bunt down the first base line. The pitcher picks it up, throws to first. And that ball is hit deep down the left field line. And that ball is going to be a fair ball down the left field line for Alex Ortega. Now we'll bring in the 3rd run of the day for the Mustangs. As Ortega hits the double down that left field line. So 3-0 now, Fort Morgan.
I got the 3rd from that one.
So the RBI for Ortega. So that brings up Austin Apple. That pitch gets away, but not far enough from the catcher as that goes into the ground. But Apple with an RBI out there waiting for him out at second with only 1 out. As Angel looks back towards second, now the delivery, and that ball does get by this time on that wild pitch by Angel. So a wild pitch puts Ortega at third. So now they are by RBI 90 feet closer with a 3-0 lead here for the Mustang. That ball is going to be hit up the middle for the RBI, as that will bring in Alex Ortega. Austin Apple with the RBI as he gets that single right up the middle. So Apple with the RBI brings in Alex Ortega. And now a conference out at the plate. They're out at the mound, excuse me. Felix Ortega will be up next. We'll see if they're going to switch pitchers or they're just having a chat. Looks like, let's see what they're going to do, if they're going to change. It was Braulio Angel Yeah, looks like he's still going to pitch. They just had a little conference out there. They'd probably tell him, we got to hold him here. But it's now 4-0 Fort Morgan.
No, wait, I'm going to lie.
Yes, that will bring up Felix Ortega. So a double and a single. Double by Alex Ortega brings in Linker. The single brings in Alex Ortega. Austin Apple brings in Alex Ortega. And that's going to be a base hit between third and short. And Apple's going to hold up at second. So now first and second. That will bring up Connor Fajardo. Fajardo on the day is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. One out here, 4-0 Fort Morgan, as they have put 2 across. So Austin Apple out at second, Felix Ortega at first. As Angel looks in, checks his runner back at second. And now the delivery, and that is going to be fouled back to the fence for strike one. So Braulio Angel on the day is 76 total pitches, 22 balls, 54 strikes. Bobby Tolson, 75 total, 25 balls and 50 strikes. So 4-0 Fort Morgan as we play here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runners on at first and second for Fajardo. And that ball is going to be popped up on the infield. And the third baseman squeezes it for the out. So everybody holds up, still at first and second, but now with 2 outs. So now that will get back to the top of the batting order with Hamer. As he stands in from the right side, Hamer on the day is 1 for 2, a single, walk, and a strikeout. And the delivery, and that is holds up on the swing, but it's going to be low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. As we play here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-0 Fort Morgan, as they have put 2 across here in the 6th. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third. And so far 2 here in the, they're going to try to throw back, but back in safely is Apple. As they throw back to second, the shortstop Michael Behill cut in behind Apple, but the throw was a little high. So Apple slides in under the tag. So still 1 ball and 1 strike, as they're going to have a double steal. They're going to try to go down to third and safe at second and third, so we'll have a double steal. By the Mustangs. Now runners at second and third, now still with 2 outs. And the pitch is going to miss. We have 2 balls and 1 strike. On Hamer. And the delivery, and that is going to be popped up and out of play for the foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-0 Fort Morgan in the bottom of the 6th inning. So the Mustangs 3 outs away from going 5-0 in league and 10-3 overall. First, we'll see if they can put some more across here. That's going to be a chopper down to the third baseman. He throws across, and the ball is there in time at first. So out at first, is Hamer, but the Mustangs score 2 to make the score now 4-0 as we go to the top of the 7th on B106 and B106.com.
B106.
So we go to the bottom or the top of the 7th inning with the Mustangs leading now 4-0. AJ Sidibaka, Aaron Chacon, and Donnie Steckline for Skyview. So the Mustangs are 3 outs away from going 5-0, 5-0 in league, 10-3 overall. And the pitch is going to be in there for a strike. So Bobby Tolson's gone the whole way, 76 total pitches so far, 25 balls, 51 strikes. And the delivery, and that is going to be cued down the first base line, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Sidibaka is 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single.
You want to know what teams you like in this league? The 1 inch, the 1 inch.
Tolson with the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss in the dirt. They'll have to throw down to first for the out. So 1 up, 1 down. Aaron Chacon up, 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and then a single his last time up. So now the Mustangs 2 outs away from going 5-0. And looking forward to Longmont tomorrow afternoon at 4. Longmont, the number 3 team in CHSAA, number 4 in the RPI, and that ball is going to be cued out to the shortstop, and the throw over, and 2 up and 2 down as Jacob Ortega comes up with the out over to first. So ground out from short, 6-3 on the play, so that will bring up Donnie Steckline. So 1 out away. As we play here in the top of the 7th, the Mustangs leading it 4-0, 2 outs. And Bobby Tolson's gone the whole way, and that is going to be, hit down to third base, throw across, and that is going to be it for the ball game as the Mustangs win it here 4-0. We will be back with the post-game show in 2 minutes on B106 and B106.com. The Fort Morgan Mustangs post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine, believe, and achieve your goals. Well, the Mustangs this afternoon win at 4-0 over Skyview. Skyview's line is no runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on. These are all unofficial, of course, except for the score. Fort Morgan, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on. Bobby Tolson goes the whole way with 80 total pitches, 55 strikes, 25 balls. He does have 6 strikeouts and no walks this afternoon for Bobby Tolson. For a nice job there by Bobby Tolson out on the hill. Fort Morgan Mustangs now look forward to Longmont tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. We will not have that game. We will have the game on Wednesday, though, at 4 o'clock against Fort Lupton. Anyway, back here, the Mustangs go on top in the first inning. They get 1 run. Hamer gets on with a single, full second. Gets to third on a sac sac fly by McBride, and then he scores on a pass ball. Comes in that first inning for the 1-0 lead. Fort Morgan then scores again in the 3rd inning. Hamer gets on via the walk, stole second. McBride with a sack once again. Linker with a double. That brings Hamer in for the RBI. 2-0 Fort Morgan after 3. Then Fort Morgan does not score again until the 6th inning. Linker leads it off with a single to left, and Keller with a sack bunt. Alex Ortega with a double. That brings in Linker. And then Apple with a single. He'll bring in Alex Ortega after he steals. They had a double steal to second and third. And Apple comes in, gets the RBI gets Ortega in for the 4th run. So 4-0 here, Fort Morgan. as it goes a full 7 innings today. This is the closest game that they've had since I believe they lost to Brush back in March, a 7-5 loss. Everything else has been at least a 10-run victory for Fort Morgan. So our player of the game, that is brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick, serving Northeast Colorado, now located in Fort Morgan and Sterling. They have a great selection of new and used vehicles. Stop by and take a test drive. So today our player of the game, let's see, it all had a pretty decent game for the Mustangs. But I believe we'll go ahead and go with Bobby Tolson once again as he improves his record to 4-2. Bobby Tolson, our player of the game, had 80 pitches, 55 strikes, 25 balls, and 6 strikeouts with no walks. So Bobby Tolson, our player of the game. So Bobby Tolson will only need on the, they have the pitch count rules, and from 61 to 85 he has to rest for 2 days. So he was right at 80 pitches, so he's in that 2-day rest period. So he wouldn't be able to pitch again probably until Friday. So Bobby Tolson, our player of the game. Great job today by Isaac Greenwood, our engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs baseball. Once again, the final score, Fort Morgan 4, Skyview nothing. This is Brian Nickel here, signing off at Legion Field on B106 and B106.com.